Hello and welcome back to New York Gold. Today I'm going to talk about butterfly telescopes, or just telescopes, or telescope butterflies, or whatever, and try to figure out the difference between what and who. I get a lot of questions about telescopes, so I want to try to, I don't know, clear it up a little bit. So check it out. Okay, right off the bat, you can tell by the big bug eyes. A lot of people don't like those big buggy eyes, but that makes them a telescope. Without that, it's not a telescope. So anything with bug eyes is a type of telescope. And this one is a butterfly telescope because the tail lays flat and it's supposed to, move over, sir, resemble butterfly wings. And there's all different types of tail sets. Oops, hello. And I'll flash that on the screen and we can see the different types of tails. But this would be considered, because of the big flat tail, a butterfly telescope. And a couple of things, it's hard to pick out when you're in a store, but if you're going to look at telescopes, you see how the eyes are very symmetrical? Let's get over here, you. Sometimes one eye will be bigger than the other, so it's hard to see in a store unless maybe you can stick your head over the top of the tank and take a good look. But if you can see that one is bigger than the other, not that it's not the end of the world, but it's something, it will conform more to the butterfly standard. And it's hard to see in this guy, but he has a nice split tail all the way to the back. That's not really a huge requirement with these things, but sometimes it's nice. And, this happens to be a male. He's not showing any breeding stars, but he already mated with the one in the next tank, so I know that's the boy. He's the one who was laying the eggs. So that's a butterfly telescope. Let's go see what this guy looks like. This, also a telescope. You can tell by the big bug eyes. But you see how the tail set, it comes up, it's not flat off the body. Now, I don't know, some people just call it a telescope, but because it has a hump, excuse me ma'am, can you turn around? This is going to be hard to do without, come here, turn around. Because it has a hump, or she has a hump behind the head, it puts it in the Demikin family, which is another type of telescope. And you could probably see it right there. It's kind of got that Ryukin hump. So it gets a little confusing, but it's just a nice, I think they call it like a deer pattern on her, with this like fawn spots. And yeah, she has the split tail also. Twin anal fins, something else you look for in a goldfish. You don't want the single fins in the back. You want everything paired and paired nicely. And again, it's hard to see. Can you see from the top? She has nice symmetric eyes. They're both the same size. So she's a good fish. The dorsal's a little bent. You see the dorsal on top? You know, perfectly straight would be ideal. In this case, it's not, but what are you gonna do? And there she is, up close. So that would be I guess considered a Demikin, and still, like I said, in the telescope family. So, I don't know, clear as mud now. And we'll take another look at all the tails, and that's about it. So these are the, I can show you the fry. Give me a second. I'll show you what the babies look like. These are the offspring of those two fish that I just showed you. We had, I wrote it down somewhere like 157. It was close to 200 in the spawn, and then I started weeding them out. I'm down to 20. That's how many are in here. And they were born on May 8th. So today is June 8th. Well, there you go. It's a month old. That was easy. So there they are. I'm waiting. Some of them you can see their eyes, like this guy right here. It's hard to see. The eyes are starting to pop already. So that was one thing that I spawned these years ago, and I don't remember, but I couldn't remember how long it took for the eyes to start popping out of their heads, because they're not born like that. And they should get color probably within the next month. They still got the baby greens on. But there's 20 of them in here, and just like I said earlier, I culled for the tail sets, and you can see some of them. Let's see, that one. It's from the top. You can see it's got a nice flat tail. Makes for a nice butterfly. There's a couple in there that have a nice upright tail, and I kept them for hoping it'll be a nice Demikin. So there was a lot with fused tails and all kinds of issues and yada yada, but we got them down, and these were the 20 best out of the bunch. So that's what the babies look like. And this is what the parents look like. Let's get some light on here. There you go. That's the big girl, and that's Big Daddy in the back, Orange Daddy. So they don't live in this little tank, okay? So don't kill me. They live in a 45 high over there. I just cleaned that tank out, and I figured while they're out, we'll talk about them a little bit. So that's it. That's all I have to say about that. And as usual, everybody turns their butt to me. At least you can turn around and say goodbye. There they are. All right. That's all, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.